Private Lives of Our Newlyweds, tonight at 7.
Laurie.
Mother, you startled me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Is Desmond still upstairs?
Yes, I think so.
We have to arrange to meet at the house later. There's so much to do before we move in.
Laurie, what do you have in that envelope?
Some material about the house.
Then why was it hidden behind the secretary?
It wasn't hidden.
I saw you taking it out just now.
Excuse me.
Laurie, those are the pictures of you and Jason, aren't they?
Why did you ask me if you already knew the
And you've
answer?
had them hidden behind there all this time.
Yes. And I'm glad I kept them.
What are you going to do with them?
Nothing.
Then you may give them to me.
Mr. Higgins says you already have the negatives.
You've seen him?
Yes. I wanted to find out how much more evidence he had.
And what did he tell you?
That he had destroyed everything else.
And those pictures should be destroyed, too.
Let me go, Mother.
Are you taking those to Jason?
Why should I do that?
Because he may be worried about the truth coming out now that he's marrying Megan.
It should come out.
Laurie, don't you interfere.
Don't you care about Megan?
Of course I do.
If Jason wasn't good enough for me, he's not good enough for her either.
It's not the same thing.
You kept telling me how he just uses people, that he doesn't care for anyone but himself.
Because he was trying to ruin your marriage.
No, Mother. You were absolutely right. He lied to me. And he's lying to Megan now.
Give me those pictures, Laurie, please.
After Megan sees them.
You can't show them to her.
I can and I will.
You are only being vindictive, and that isn't going to help anybody.
It might keep Megan from making a terrible mistake.
But then she'll know all about you and Jason.
I don't care who knows about
Laurie!
us. Yes, what is it, darling? I'm right here in the living room.
Give me, please, before it's too late. Laurie, give me those...
Desmond?
Golly, I can't find those papers I was studying last night.
I thought you had them upstairs.
I took them upstairs to go over them before I went to bed, and...
I bet they're on the nightstand under some magazines. I'll go up and find them for you.
Viola, are you all right?
Yes, dear, I'm fine.
That didn't take long.
You ready to go?
My bags are at the door.
Oh, I should let me do that.
We might have awakened Mother, and she would wonder what you were doing upstairs.
Did she say you?
No, her door's still closed. And I asked Rose to let her sleep late.
Good, then we'll be miles away before she gets up.
Oh, Jason. I don't even know where we're going.
We're gonna get out of town, then we'll have a civil ceremony somewhere.
Does that mean we'll be married in an office?
Do you mind?
Not as long as it's legal.
I love you, Megan.
I love you, too.
Let's not waste any more time.
For poor. Brought to you today by Dawn, the dishwashing liquid that does more than just cut grease. Dawn takes grease out of your way.
Oh, Mirror, Mirror, when will I meet the boy of my dreams?
As soon as you all go to sleep. Slumber parties, sloppy joes, buttered popcorn, and lots of fun. But the fun goes out of it when it's time to clean up the greasy dishes. And nothing is greasier to me than the plastic top of the popcorn maker. Lucky for me, I found Dawn. You ought to try it. Dawn dishwashing liquid takes grease out of your way.
Dawn does more than just cut grease. Look, even with half a cup of grease added to dishwater, Dawn breaks up the grease, actually surrounds it. Dawn takes grease out of your way to help keep it from settling back on your dishes.
Dawn helps keep grease away from my dishes, my hands, even away from my plastic things. That's doing something. Where do you think you're going?
We came to help with the dishes.
I had all the help I needed, thank you. Back to bed.
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
Tessa here? She's asleep. Still? Well, we were up late last night. I want to talk to you. All right, fine. What are you doing? Well, we can talk out here. Why? I just don't want Tessa to hear us. Where is she? I told you, asleep in the back. You're just afraid to let her see me, aren't you? Oh, come on, Lester. She can see you anytime she wants. Not if you have your way. Wait. What happened here? The place was vandalized last night. Is Tessa all right? Don't worry, we were out. Who would do a thing like this? Burglars. They've already hit a couple of houses in this neighborhood. They get mad when there's nothing to steal.
Burglars didn't do this.
How about telling me what you want?
I want an explanation.
I just gave it to you.
This was a warning, wasn't it?
I'm getting Tessa out of town just as soon as the police can arrange it.
But when is it going to be? Today? Tonight?
I don't know.
She's in danger every second she spends with you.
Well, she'll be safe soon.
She's going to live the life of a fugitive. And you're telling me she's safe?
Keep it down, will you?
I will not keep it down.
Now, listen, I'm not going to let you upset Tessa.
You've got Frisk turned around. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Lester, I don't want to argue with you.
Do you know what you're asking her to do? You're asking her to forget everybody who ever meant anything to her. Her friends.
She'll never forget you.
Oh, you know how close we've always been to each other.
Yes, I do know that. And Tessa realizes the sacrifice that she's making. But you at least have to try to understand why she's doing it.
Because she thinks she's enough with you.
And you can't accept that, can you?
Now, what I can't accept is your selfishness.
Is it selfish to want the woman I love with me?
You're just afraid to face this thing by yourself.
Oh, come on, Lester. I tried to leave Point Claire without Tessa. She wouldn't let me go.
Lee? Lee, you know, she doesn't have to know what you're doing.
Are you suggesting that I sneak out of town behind her back?
That's the only decent thing to do. Leave her here with us. Only you could be miles away before she found out.
I couldn't do that to her.
She'll thank you for it later.
I think you'd better leave.
Oh, Lee, please. Don't take her away from us.
Let's face it, Lester. You wouldn't feel so strongly about this if she were leaving with anybody else but me.
Well, I mean, look what you've done to your own life.
No, it's not just that, and we both know it.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you getting at anyway?
I remember certain things from your drinking days. Things that you don't want Tessa to know.
Lee, you haven't told her about any of those things, have you?
I don't want to disillusion her.
All right. What do you want from me?
the same treatment in return. And that means not interfering with our plans.
Bounce has a new, longer-lasting, fresh smell.
It makes clothes smell fresh even longer, and my family just loves it.
Bounce has a new, longer-lasting, fresh smell. It sure does. I dried this shirt a week ago. Put it on today, and it still smells fresh. I dried Jill's blouse with New Bounce Tuesday.
And it still smells fresh.
And New Bounce makes clothes nice and soft. Feel my shirt. And with New Bounce, synthetics don't cling.
See, my socks don't cling to my pants.
I dried this turtleneck with New Bounce a week ago. And it still smells fresh. And Bounce is so easy to use. Simply tear off a sheet, throw it in the dryer. As your clothes are tumbling, Bounce is working in the heat of the dryer, so clothes will smell fresh even longer.
I'm convinced. The fresh smell of New Bounce stays on your clothes longer. But boxes of New Bounce sure don't stay in the store long. Here, you can have one of mine.
New Bounce. It makes clothes smell fresh even longer, and your family will just love it.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring Life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.